Alright, I thought I'd do a little vid on pH, and because I know a couple people are having trouble. I was even having trouble because I didn't go back to the basics. Here we have some water straight out of the tap, some water run by through my small boy water filter, and some water that I had bubbling all night in my reservoir that has some Rapid Start, CalMag, and Super Thrive in it. So again, like I said, I wanted to go ahead and show you guys the you know, how I pH, and maybe it'll help you guys out, and we can go from there. Alright, first thing we're gonna do is I've got my meters. I already calibrated this one. It was off by quite a bit. That was one of my mistakes that I was making, and I should have went with my drops. Okay, so let's get with it. First off, these are the drops from the General Hydroponics, and these are your pH up and pH down. I've had this kit for probably almost 7 years now. Now the testing bottle isn't the same. The testing bottle I have went out and got it, you know, a couple times, but these two bottles are, shoot, I've had them forever. And it shows on here the different colors for the different pH levels. It says add 3 to 5 drops in the little bottle. It usually has a white cap on, and then, you know, you shake it. You don't have to go through all that. I add my drops first, then add the water on top, and it mixes it around, you know, by itself. But like I said, you've got a color indicator, and also, you know, you can use your pen, and well, you can't use your ppm meter for your pen, but anyways, your pH meter or the drops. The drops are always reliable. I know a lot of people will sit there and say, well, what if you're using organic newts and they're all, you know, the water's all colored? Well, when you put it in there, it's still going to change the color. Even if the water is diluted, it's still going to change the color enough to where you can, you know, see on your color indicator what your pH is. So let's go ahead and add the drops. There was 3. We're going to start off with the water from straight out of the tap. Alright, see how it mixed up. And now we go with our color indicator. Sometimes it's easier if you get a white background, but you can, you know, pretty much tell it's between 6.5 and 7.0, almost dead on the 7.0 mark, which is pretty good for coming straight out of tap, and that's the way what I've read it's supposed to be. I've made a big mistake and thought my water was completely way off out of the tap, but it wasn't. It was the bottle I had it in, for one. I was already testing stuff that was already mixed with my other stuff that I forgot all about because, again, I got in a rush, and it just got all crazy from there. But that's my tap water. Now here's the water coming out of the small boy. It shouldn't change just because it's filtered, shouldn't change the pH that much, if any at all. It will change the ppms, but believe it or not, my ppms was running at 227 out of the tap, and when I filtered it, it just dropped 20 ppms, 20 parts per million, because it only dropped down to 207. Now let's do the drops again. Alright, again, as you all can see, it's got that good green color, which is right around 7.0. Excellent, excellent, excellent pH. It'd be like straight out of, like rainwater, or your filtered water is almost always, that you buy, your RO water and everything is almost dead on at 7.0. Okay, now let's go to the water over here that I had bubbling with the Rapid Start, CalMag, and Super Thrive, and see where it stands. Add your drops again. Wow, that's pretty good. We're getting almost pea yellow. There's a lot of the old timers. It's almost a little bit green, so it's going to be in between probably a 6.0 and a 6.5, which is almost dead on. I like it almost at a 6.0, just for the fact that Coco likes it. Almost all your applications like around 6.0, from 5.8 to 6.0, and yeah, I mean, that's excellent color. But now we'll go ahead and hit it with the meter just to see. Got the meter inside, and it's saying about 6.8, 6.9, which is a little high for me, so I would knock it down. But you can also add nutrients to bring down your pH. A lot of people think it brings it up, but it doesn't. If you put nutrients in, it actually brings it down. So I've had some nutrients bubbling for my water because I'm getting ready to water today. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll stop it here, and I'm going to get another cup full of water, and I'll come right back because it's going to have all the newts in it. Now I've got my nutrients out of my reservoir, and we're going to test the pH level on here. Here I've already added all my nutrients. There's kind of a long list, but here's my nutrients already added, bubbling. So let's check the pH on here. Go ahead and add my drops again. And here's where I ran into trouble last time, but that was my fault. And as you can tell, it is really, really low because it crashed from all the nutrients being added. Right now we're looking at in between 5.0 and 4.0. Now everyone's saying, well, it could be off color because of the color situation, the color of the nutrients. They're already cloudy. Well, let's go ahead and check with the pin and see where we stand from there. Now see, the pin is showing about 5.9, and I don't trust that at all, because now it's being studied about 5.8, 5.7. Which, some people, if they trusted their pins, would go by that. I like to trust my drops more than I like to trust the pins. It's old school way, and the drops have never ever let me down. The pin, Now, the pins always let you down. I mean, it's just, they've got to be calibrated. You're using water on metal. I mean, you get buildup inside. You got to have cleaning solutions. You got to have stabilized solutions. So as you can see, it's still falling out from underneath it. Alright. Now, to change this, you've got your up and your down, and everyone's going to freak out and say, oh, right away, well, why don't you try using something natural? Yeah, you can. Don't have to. There's nothing that natural about citric acid. Is in this one. It's basically all this is citric acid. And the base is another, another one, but I mean, it's not too, the chemical compound isn't, you know, that drastic. It's not, neither one of them are not both considered organic or anything, but then again, they're not too far off from being organic, if that makes any sense. So we want to, you know, we want to boost everything up. So you go ahead and get your pH up. Now, when you're doing it in gallons and everything's going to be a lot different, because in here, I'm only going to be able to go with drops, because it's going to change it so drastically. But we'll go ahead and go from there. Now, remember, you're going to have to add, of course, you're going to have to add a little bit more if you're adding by the gallon, or if you're adding by the 5 gallons, you know, use according to what you've got. I know everyone can pretty much figure that out. If not, then you can ask me, you know, more questions about this whole thing, you know, on the show on Thursday. But let's go ahead and add my add some base up to the already nutrient, the water with the nutrients in it already. And like I said, again, I can't add a lot because it doesn't take that much with in such a small glass. Sorry, I'm hesitating and everything. But here we go. And no, I'm not worried about its contaminants going into my base bottle or my other nutrient bottle, because I know somebody will bring that up. I don't get as sterile as everyone does. You know, a lot of people that, like in hydroponics and stuff like that, they get really sterile, real clean. I try to run as much vegan as I possibly can, you know, or synthetics as much as I possibly can, because I can't deal with the poop. My immune system won't deal with the poop. But as far as, you know, keeping everything sterile, as soon as you hit your dirt or whatever growing medium you're using, it's no longer sterile. So I just always, I thought that was always kind of weird, everyone being super sterile if they're throwing, and then they just turn around and throw their seeds or their clones right into bacteria infested soil. And even amped up bacteria and fungus and infested soil. But anyways, now you can see that we've changed the color already. We changed it from a darker red, which was over here, to an almost orange color, which is right here. Now, like I said, I still like it around the pea yellow color, because that's closer to the 6.8 range that I like. And you watch a lot of the old school videos, and everyone likes that good old pea yellow. So we're going to add a little bit more of the drops of the base up. Again, you know, use according to what you're putting it in. drops. And now, as you can see, we went to the pea yellow that I like so much. And that's how I like to keep my nutrients, right there. I mean, everyone else has their own preference. Some people like to go a little darker, some people like to go a little lighter, but it's all on, you know, on who prefers what and what they're growing in. You know, some straight up hydroponic systems, you know, like more in the, you know, the 5.5 range to the to 6.0. I don't ever see anybody really go much lower or higher. I think about 6.5 is about as high as I see people go. You know, other than straight tap, then they're just running, you know, about 7, which is a little hot for me. And you know, usually because the plants are a little alkaline, and you know, usually it'll start crashing once you get it in the soil. But again, like I said, that's pretty much it. If you guys have any more questions, you guys can ask me, you know, on the show tomorrow, or you know, hit me up in PM. I could go over PPMs and stuff like that, but it's not. Everyone will get, you know, really crazy into that, and you know, it's one of them things. If you make it harder than it is, then it usually will be. I don't really get involved with the PPMs as much as I did, you know, in the past when I was running more synthetics. Now that I'm running the vegan, I don't even have to test my pH according to General Organics. But when you're adding helpers in with the General Organics, the buffers have a hard time, you know, changing the pH and everything. I use the B52 from Advance. Also, I used, like I said, the Rapid Start and the Cali Magic also with here, and I add molasses and a little bit of sugar. So, like, again, I'm not sticking to the exact line of the General Organics, so I should always, you know, as a rule of thumb, you should always test your pH. I know they have the pH Perfect and the Advanced Nutrients and stuff, but I mean, just be safe. You know, anything can happen in shipping. If it's sat for a while, sat up on the shelves, just check your pH to be safe. These drops are going to be your most reliable. Yes, they're messy, and yes, if you do have some, I've seen some teas that are almost black. I do understand that, yes, some of the times these are going to be a pain in the butt when it comes to your thick, heavy, dark teas and stuff like that, but I mean, you're still going to get the general idea, because I mean, if it's way off, I mean, you've got red, and the other way off is blue. So I mean, if you're, you know, there or there, I mean, obviously you're way off, so you'd be able to tell in the dark colors. That's pretty much all I've got. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, let me know, and I'm gonna get watering, and I'll talk at you guys later.